Welcome back, everyone, to Missions 101, where today we will be running missions 5 and 6 of set 5, where we will be doing two missions, one of them from Horing, and I believe the next one after that will be from Alzma. Scouts bring word from the Vale-Watch. It's under siege! The Frost Horde has swarmed upon it, our scouts there. While some of them managed to escape, many remain trapped in the ruins of Bizarre Atrad. Bizarre. I'm sorry, it sounds close enough to Blizzard that I'm just thinking, well, appropriate place for the Frost Horde. We must rescue these dwarves. Yes, we must rescue these dwarves from the Frost Horde. The watch post of Bizarre Trod in the Grey Mountains has been ambushed by a horde of dragonkind. Your mission is to rescue dwarves at Bizarre Trod, and this is really a strange twist here when you think about it. Twist. Burning Shield. Some monsters in this mission will apply a flaming reflect shield onto themselves. I don't know, I just can't imagine the Frost Horde having a burning shield. Now, a blizzard shield or something like that, yes, but a burning shield? Let's go and find out. Now for the Vale-Watch Rescue, and we gotta be careful going into the gate too early before the mobs pop in would be a problem, but there's one of the doors right up there. Those dwarves, they have different positions depending upon the they have different. Oh, no frost shield. Okay, fire shield, I guess. Okay, this one's a mountain worm, so I guess it could have a fire shield. It'll be. It could be that there are also frost worms, and that the frost worms don't have a fire shield. As I said, a flame shield from a frost worm would be strange, but a mountain worm, yeah, I guess that would be reasonable. Now let's see if the dwarves, they can be in different places depending on each from run to run. So that's something to take into account. Because I think the silvery ones are cold worms. Yes, the vicious cold worms. Now they might have other nasty things you gotta worry about, other than that fire shield that you can get from the mountain worms. Let's see what we can get here. Yeah, I'm afraid of that. But I didn't feel like waiting here all day for him to do something. Eh, no fire shield there. All right, now let's take care of this vicious cold worm. Yeah. Now, that slowing frost, yeah, that's perfectly appropriate for it. So it looks like only the mountain worms have the fire shield, and thankfully that is the case, because it would have been really disconcerting for it to be otherwise. But I saw no sign of the cold worm attempting that one. As I said before, it would have been really weird if he had done so. Okay, I'm here to rescue you. You look a little short for a dwarf. Yes, I'm very glad to see you. All right, yes. Very well, I am. I would be a little bit short for a dwarf, I guess, because I'm not a dwarf. There you go. Actually, that was accidentally done too early, but it just so happened that it started its fire shield just at the time that I accidentally did that. All right, I will take that. All right. Thank goodness we have that shield bash now. I just have to remember to use it better, but For those times when you really need an interrupt and have trouble setting it up. Ooh, okay. Here, let's get out of here. A timely rescue! Yes, a timely rescue. Or a piney rescue, I guess, also in a way. So we do have a couple of vicious cold. I don't know if the makeup of the enemies changes much, or if they're all fixed positions. Just that I know that the dwarves, their locations change. So sometimes it can be very, very quick because the dwarves are all together and not many worms are in the area because it doesn't look like that the worms are put into place based on where the dwarves are. Well, there might be a patrol one nearby or something like that, but the rest of them are either randomly based or always at the same place, one or the other. But I don't think they make specific reference to where the dwarves are. Now for you. And once I do that, we could rescue the third dwarf. Then we need only one more, and we will be done. As soon as I fix my armor here. Oh. Gnawing cold. I really don't like that debuff. Well, I'll have to deal with that. Now, I want to make sure that... Oh, I missed that dwarf earlier, I guess. There you go. Ah, the blasted worms had me surrounded. Yeah, because... Right? This is... Where's the... Oh, there he is. I was wondering, where's the dwarf? Right. Took him a little while to spawn in. There you go. Great work, Pineleaf. Let's return and report of our success. Yeah, let's go. We have success. Well done. With the dwarves rescued, we can now look at reclaiming Bizarra Tribe. We cannot allow the Frost Horde to control the Vale-Watch. Good. Now, I've got this stupid hour-long gnawing cold debuff on me. And I don't think the next one has anything to do with cold. If I'm wrong, let's see. Oh, blockade on the high path. Actually, it has a lot to do with cold. Yeah, I definitely don't want to do that one with this debuff active. I don't think any of them put this debuff on you, so I could safely remove it now. And I should have a campfire in here. I hope I have a campfire in here. There you go. Yeah, so I can get rid of this thing. It takes it a little while to for the campfire to get rid of it, but it does eventually drop it because from the soothing warmth from the campfire. Heading close to the fire, you feel the cold slowly dissipate from your body. Yeah, I'm glad it dissipates. Now, let's see what I need to do next. Blockade on the high pass. As I said, yeah, it's going to be cold. My scouts have come back from the high pass. They report they could not get to the Misty Mountains as an icy blockade constrained by the frost horse stands in their way. They fear the blockade will put an end to any dwarf seeking to join our efforts from the Misty Mountains. I need you to destroy the blockade so that the high pass can remain clear. I suppose we can do that. Upon the high pass, the Frost Horde has blocked the mountain path. Your mission is to destroy the icy blockade upon the high pass. Sacrificial at low health, monsters of the mission will attempt to end their life and damage you and apply a fear effect. I guess it's that thing with those shadows coming from the ground and grabbing your feet. Unless they have a different one. I don't think so. Well, if we don't kick them and stop them properly, we may find out. But let's go and find out. And welcome to the high pass. Now, I want to do this carefully because I haven't seen things pop in yet. Ah, there they are. Oh yes, there are these crazy drakelings. That can be annoying. It very definitely will be annoying. Well, fortunately, got plenty of time. Why, when did the VIP weekend just kick in? Because I don't think it was active earlier. Okay, recognition. Plus 100% experience gained on monster kills. Well, unlikely I'm going to worry about that because I am at cap. And plus 25% mark acquisition. Well, it doesn't affect Gabil Aka marks. I think that only affects skirmish marks or whatever they're calling them these days. The marks that can get you equipment if you are leveling up. Once you hit 105 or whatever, forget it. So I suppose they could be used to get things like scrolls. I should remember to get some of them because this is my server where I have the most marks on it. So if I'm really in need to top off my LIs, if I really cared about that, I should be able to get plenty of scrolls with that. They're expensive, but it's not like this. Not like I'm starved for marks on this server. There you go. That's 2 of them. So I need to get 10 of... Oh, we got a vicious cold worm here. Well, so much for my hypothesis that there weren't going to be any worms that could put a gnawing cold... Oh, and of course I say that just as it actually puts it onto me. Oh! Ah! Well, apparently that warmth I put on me earlier had helped it to dissipate quickly. Thank you. I don't know what could cause you to shake that off early without the soothing warmth. But yeah, sometimes it does seem to disappear before I do something there. Alright, there you go. Move. That. Well, that cold water. Oh, I keep on forgetting that those things can block your path even if you've already knocked it off there. Now, of course, if you're... Actually, I'm wondering, will these count for the Elder Slade's Dragonkin? The trouble is that some of them, the mission, doing the mission counts for the deed even if you're... Even if the mission's not set in the Elder Slades. At least that's been my experience, and in those cases, slowing frost. Okay, maybe it was just a slowing frost that put on me earlier, not the gnawing cold, and I was just overly worried. That's always a possibility too. Now, you do see that sometimes the worms like to stand on top of these ice things. In those cases, you have to be careful on how you handle that. And that is the reason this one takes a little bit longer than the others. But the first mission was reasonably quick, so no problem in that regard. It's not a particularly short one, not a particularly long one. Now, on a level 20 character, actually, I did this one pretty quickly because just mowed through the mobs, but yeah, I'm not doing that here. And most of these walls, destroying 10 walls, that's straightforward enough. It's just getting by all the mobs that is going to take a little bit extra time on there. There you go. Now, I think that there are actually 11 of these barriers up here, so you don't have to worry about fishing off. Now, I think that if you don't jump on top of here, it will sometimes go into anti-exploit mode, so yeah, join it up here. I'm rooted on top of an iceberg. Well, I guess it's not technically an iceberg, since an iceberg will be in the water, and the water here is a little too solid to make it an iceberg. Now let's head on to there. Now, I'm just wondering, what part of the year is this supposed to be set in? I mean, alright, we are in a high pass, true, but I mean, you would have to be a pretty high pass, I guess, if you're going to be covered in ice all year round. So perhaps it's very, very well named. And how in the world? Yeah, I suppose that maybe it rains or snows here, and that built up this pond. It got built up as ice or something like that. I don't know. It sounds strange to me. I don't have the specifics on the Misties or anything like this, but I would have thought that there would be a pass somewhere that could at least have some time of the year be open up. Now, they don't give, guess, a specific time of the year though for the War of the Three Peaks. So the space outside of Gundabad isn't exactly all frozen over or anything like that. So I strongly doubt it's winter. And especially since we figure that this is, alright, after the War of the Ring. So therefore, it has to be no earlier than April. We've gone through the Black Book of Mordor already, because and the Black Book of Mordor, we know, takes place after the fall of the ring and all. And we have all that storyline with Karasgar. Relentless Cold. What's this one? Seek out warmth of a campfire. I didn't know that there were 2 annoying debuffs of that type. Wow. I thought there was only 1. I don't know how that's different from the other annoying cold debuff, but alright. See, that's 9. Yeah, so it looks like that there are 11 of them, because I see 2 more of these. I'm just trying to see if I could get a look at where all the... Yeah, it looks like that there are 2 more of them, and I have already done 9 of 10, so I need only 1 more. So I think that this is it for that. Relentless Cold. Let's just destroy one of these. There you go. And now mission is complete. Scout is back. How did I miss those? No idea. Oh, because I think that's where I entered. Yeah, it's always possible. Oh, so it looks like that there are then 12, maybe 13 of them. Oh, and of course there are whelpings that are standing right next to this guy. Well, I can do that. I hope I can do that. But I do have this Relentless Cold I need to get rid of. It's freezing out here. Maybe I should have worn a cloak. Good work, Pine Leaf. Let us return and report your success. Yes, and to get out of the cold. Man, that took longer than I thought. Well done, the blockade destroyed. We can continue scouting in the mountains surrounding the high pass. The last thing we need is more drakes in these mountains. Well, yeah, that's pretty certain. And the last thing I need is to run into more cold things because, yeah, that happened again. It's annoying debuff. And of course, I always forget where my campfires are at, and fortunately, I'm able to do that in order to take care of it. There you go. So that's it for today's episode, and this is a hopefully soon to be warm Piney Needles sending you away for our third set of the our third pair of the fifth set of these missions. So I'll see you next time for we'll finish up set 5 and the halfway point in missions 101.